AI art is objectively better than human art, and we use science to prove it. Hi, I'm Jackal Finkelstein, PhD, with the University of Futuristic Arts and Graphics of Texas. And today, we're going to have a deep dive into why AI art is objectively better for the world than the primitive and outdated human art that you are so used to. So buckle up and let's explore the upcoming and bright future together. Number 1. The best part about AI art is that how it significantly takes less time, resources and money than a human artist. Let's take a legacy artist like Leonardo da Vinci, whose famous works include pieces like the Mona Lisa, Last Supper and the Vitruvian Man, which these works of art have been proclaimed to be the cornerstone of Western artistic expression. The sad fact is that for Leonardo to produce these works, first, he had to grow up as a boy. To learn his craft, he had to draw and paint for years, which took a huge financial burden on his family and the Patreons, which were so generous to feed him and provide a roof over his head. Fun fact, did you know that Mona Lisa took Da Vinci 4 years to finish? Now let's ask AI to do the same thing. I just have to feed him example works and ask him to paint a picture of a woman with a background. And now let's wait. In 15 seconds, I got a work as beautiful and as amazing as one of the Western art's most recognized artists in infinitesimally less amount of money and time. And artists wonder why they're going out of work. Maybe if you weren't so expensive and slow, you'd still be employed. But it's not just about efficiency, it's also about saving the planet. Another false belief that pro-legacy people have is AI wastes too much water and electricity. Folks, this is blatant disinformation by the social media machine that we must correct. AI art spends way less electricity than any other humanistic invention. For example, let's talk about a painter painting late in a studio. Just in a 2-hour painting session, this artist would have wasted $5 of electricity and 5 gallons of water, which amounts to $2. For the same amount of work, AI would only cost 0.00000012 cents of electricity and 0.0005 milliliters of water. For AI to waste the same amount of water and electricity, it would need to be constantly turned on and working and generating 56 sextillion prompts, and that would take us 5 billion years. In fact, just by watching this small video, you've costed the YouTube servers 0.12 cents and 0.6 liters of water. The fact is that technology costs resources, but AI seems to be the most cost-effective thing for the world by replacing the most environmentally damaging cog in the machine, the human element. Now let's talk about the worst point that these pro-human artists take. Pro-legacy art people claim that AI art lacks soul and meaning. This is an issue that I have dear to my heart as I've written a whole dissertation on it. In fact, me and my whole team did a study about soul and meaning in art, and the results will shock you. The results will shock you. And the results will shock you. We couldn't find any quantifiable measures for soul in arts, but we could trace the first mention of souls and spirituality to old religious texts. And further back, the ancient Christian scriptures, which is an old and traditional way of looking at the world designed to oppress people. So maybe it's for the best that the future of art doesn't contain these toxic ideologies. After all, if we can't measure it, does it even exist? Which leads us to the next point. Now let's talk about beauty. A lot of traditional art critics believe that art is supposed to be beautiful. But what is beauty? How do we measure it objectively? After extensive research, we determined the best way to quantify beauty is through psychological response, specifically arousal. Now we conducted a double-blind study where we showed participants both AI-generated and human-created art and measured which produced a stronger erectile response. Here are some of the image categories that we have tested. Sonic fan art, My Hero Academia art, busty MILF with blonde hair, big ass, medium tits with small waist, wearing a blazer, makeup, blushing and freckles, hot, sexy, sex, horny girl, beautiful. And folks, the results are undeniable. Across all categories, AI-generated imagery produced 23% more blood flow in the testicles, 33% more hardness in the penile unit, and 67% more participants had to visit the bathroom after the studies. With that, by objective biological standards, we managed to prove that AI art is measurably more beautiful, which concludes the lecture for today. I've been Jared Finkelstein, PhD with FAGUT. To help keep these videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.